Sorry, I'm like looking at the monitor. All right, so I was kind of debating on whether or not to talk about this, but seeing as how it ended up kind of affecting me, it's kind of been something I've been wanting to go into. I I was raised Christian, but I had a lot of questions when I started going through the whole experience of being gay and kind of figuring that out and coming to terms with that myself. And in an effort along that route, I realized that a lot of the things that I was saying, a lot of things that I was saying, I wasn't really researching. I wasn't really checking up to see, what's the deal with, the translation of the scripture, that sort of thing. So I kind of decided to start looking more into it. And, sorry, I'm like a little out of frame. But so I started looking more into it, and I realized that there was this whole other group of books, other gospels that hadn't been explored, and I kind of, was interested in looking into that. So I started reading up on it, the misinterpretations of the Bible and all this other sort of stuff. Now, this is really my main key topic. What I wanted to get to was an email that I received. But I kind of wanted to go over that because I had never really talked about it on here, and it's something that I kind of want to go into, but it's something I want to go into when I start getting a little more experience. I mean, I kind of want to share what I'm learning along the way, but specifically right now, I want to share the fact of this email that I received. Now, this email that I received is one which expresses the outrage and the fear that apparently some Christians are feeling in regards to a atheist who has been putting out books in which he describes God dying and that sort of thing. And I thought it was really funny because the fact that they're talking about him, indoctrinating our children into this belief that God can die and blah 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 blah. And it's like I don't know which point to jump on first. The fact that let's see, when you're talking about people that indoctrinate their children, I'm pretty sure that Christians corner the market on that one. At least, as far as the United States and major, Western nations, they're right up there. And, I mean, split off from that the fact that, okay, so you indoctrinate your kids too. You don't give them an option. You pretty much force them to go to church, and you bribe them or threaten them. Bribe them with Christmas and other sorts of things like that. Threaten them with hell in order to get them to basically to coerce them into believing in God. And then, yeah, sure, do you know what, eventually maybe they see some advantage to it in their life, and, they develop this social network so they don't want to leave. But the fact is that you indoctrinate your kids just like you think this guy's trying to indoctrinate your kids or other kids. So, what's the problem there? That plus the fact that this fear, jumps up so quickly among Christians. We're afraid. We're afraid that something's going to happen. I mean, it's a general fear in America, but I mean, since Christians are the majority, Republicans are kind of the majority, but not so much. It's this whole, fear, 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 fear. We're the majority. We're the nation with the most power, but we're afraid. We're afraid. We're someone's gonna take it away from us. We're afraid. Christians, we're afraid. They're gonna kill us. I mean, we control everything. We take rights away from other people, but we're afraid. We're afraid they're gonna attack us. They're gonna take away our faith. What are we gonna have to believe in? And it's like, do you know what? You're in power. Enjoy it. And it's not going to last forever. I'm sorry. That's just the way power works. It never lasts forever. Something else always comes up to fill its place. Or, when it gets corrupt, it gets taken over. But, for the time being, you're in power. So enjoy it. I just thought it was amazing. And when I got that email, I was just like... I mean, it reminds me of the whole thing. When I was a kid, Last Temptation of Christ, I don't remember how old I was at the time, but... The Last Temptation of Christ came out, and there was this huge controversy about how no one should go to see it because it's a horrible movie and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, I didn't even know what the whole controversy was about. And when I heard about the controversy, I'm like, what? That was it? I mean, most people that were so, outraged against the movie were these Christians that hadn't even seen the movie. They didn't even understand the premise of the movie. They just heard from someone else that, something threatening God, Jesus, sexuality, sexual, something with a woman. I mean, they are so uninformed. It's beyond me. And to tell you the truth, that's one of the reasons why I enjoy the fact that I'm taking the effort, that I'm putting forth the effort, to research this stuff, to research the how they transcribed the Bible, how they got all the information in there, the additional scriptures that weren't included in the Bible. I'm glad I'm getting to know all this stuff, because the fact that there are so many Christians out there who take their faith for granted. I mean, I'm not saying I'm Christian, but I'm saying that at least I am doing the research to get a fuller understanding, get a better understanding of what goes into this faith, of what I should believe, what I shouldn't believe, what's bullshit and what's so blindly accepted when it's so blatantly false. So that's just something I wanted to throw out there. At first I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, but then I was like, it kept on weighing on my mind, so there it is. And it's late at night, so that's why I'm kind of babbling and talking. And plus my battery's almost dead on this thing, so, and hopefully I haven't been looking at it too much. I don't think I have, but I don't know. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Bye!